All right, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about the hard-won wisdom from some of the sharpest minds out there. Thinkers like Naval Ravikant, Nassim Taleb, and Alex Hormozi. And look, this isn't about feel-good platitudes or quick fixes. This is about the harsh, uncomfortable truths you need to face to build a truly uncompromising life.
So, let's just start with this foundational truth from Mark Manson. It's a little uncomfortable, but it's crucial. Real growth isn't just about gaining new things. It's about losing old ones. You literally have to let go of who you used to be to become who you're meant to be. And that process, well, it often feels a lot like grief.
So here's how we're going to tackle this. First, we'll cover winning the inner game. Then we'll get into the real rules of success. After that, we'll talk about navigating luck and randomness, the actual work required, and finally, why most people quit.
Okay, so first things first, it all starts right here, inside your own head. Before you can win at anything out there in the world, you have to get a handle on your own internal state. This is the foundation for everything else.
I love this idea from Alex Hormozi. He basically argues that true mental toughness isn't about feeling good when things are going great. Anyone can do that. The real superpower is choosing to be in a great mood when you have absolutely no reason to be. It's about taking control of your state instead of letting your circumstances dictate it.
And Naval Ravikant makes this incredibly important distinction. We all say we're chasing happiness, but what we're usually chasing is pleasure. That's just a temporary high, right? A Ferris wheel that goes up and then inevitably comes crashing down. Lasting contentment, he says, is peace. And peace isn't something you add. It's what's left over when you finally silence the chaos in your mind. It's your default state.
And this, from Mark Manson, just hammers the point home. It's raw, but it's true. If you look at the data, being normal means being unhealthy, anxious, and broke. So why would you ever aim for that? The goal isn't to be normal. The goal is to consciously, deliberately build a life that's anything but.
All right, so once you start getting your inner game locked in, you need to understand the real rules of the game out there in the world. So let's deconstruct what success actually looks like.
Now, we've all heard it a million times. Follow your passion. But as Scott Galloway points out, that's usually terrible advice given by rich people who actually got wealthy doing something boring. Naval offers a much smarter way to think about it. Don't follow your passion. Find what feels like play to you, but looks like hard work to everybody else. That intersection, that's where you'll win.
And this leads directly to what Naval calls specific knowledge. This isn't the stuff you learn in a classroom or from a textbook. It's the unique knowledge you build by genuinely following your own curiosity and obsessions. Think about it. If you can be trained to do something, someone else can be trained to do it, and you can be replaced. Specific knowledge is what makes you one of a kind.
And really, this is the ultimate takeaway. The way you escape the rat race, the way you stop competing, is just by being yourself. Your authenticity is your monopoly. Nobody in the world is going to beat you at being you. And when it comes to getting good at something, mastery doesn't come from 10,000 hours of mindless repetition. It comes from 10,000 iterations. Repetition is just doing the same thing over and over. Iteration is doing something, learning from it, and then changing your approach based on what you learned. That feedback loop is everything.
Okay, but even with the best mindset and the smartest strategy, you're still living in a world that is fundamentally chaotic and unpredictable. This brings us to Nassim Taleb's brilliant ideas on how to deal with luck and randomness.
Naval actually breaks luck down into 4 different kinds. First, there's just blind luck. Pure chance, you can't control it. But then there's luck from persistence, just stirring the pot and creating motion. Third, there's luck you can spot, because you've developed the expertise to see opportunities others miss. And the best kind? The fourth kind is luck that finds you because you've built such a unique character, such a unique brand, that opportunities are drawn to you. So what about bad luck? You know, we all know about post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, but Taleb points out that we often forget about its powerful counterpart, post-traumatic growth. This is the idea that profound adversity, the stuff that doesn't kill you, can actually be an incredible catalyst for becoming stronger and more capable.
This is the absolute core of Taleb's philosophy, anti-fragility.
It's not about being resilient or unbreakable. It's about being a system that actually gets stronger from shocks and stress. The classic example is your muscles. You stress them by lifting weights, and they don't just repair, they grow back stronger. The goal is to build a life that's anti-fragile.
So you've got this new mindset. You're ready to embrace uncertainty. Now comes the part where the rubber meets the road. The part most of us dread, doing the actual work.
And this is it, isn't it? This is the question that paralyzes us. It keeps so many amazing ideas locked up in people's heads. But what if I fail? But maybe, just maybe, that's the wrong question to be asking. Check out this incredible reframe from Dan Martell. He says you're not actually afraid to fail, you're afraid of other people seeing you fail. It's not a fear of the event, it's a fear of social judgment. And once you realize that, once you name it, it starts to lose its power over.
Because the truth is, failure isn't the opposite of success. It's a critical part of the process. Winners lose way more often than losers even try. I mean, think about it. Walt Disney and Henry Ford both went bankrupt before they hit it big. Failure is like a muscle. You have to train it, expose it to resistance to make it stronger.
And you've got to remember this. Progress often feels like you're going backward at first. Alex Hormozi points out that anytime you make a significant change, you should expect an immediate performance dip of about 20%. That dip is the price of admission for getting better. It's the cost of adaptation.
And that performance dip, that period of struggle and discomfort, that is exactly the point where most people give up. And that's precisely why it's your single greatest opportunity.
And this quote just lays it all out. Difficulty is a filter. The fact that something is hard is a good thing. Why? Because it means most people won't do it. Your competition quits at the first real sign of struggle. So if it feels hard for you, you have to remember, it feels hard for everyone else too. The opportunity isn't in finding the easy path, it's in pushing through the hard one. So after all this work, all this struggle, what's waiting at the end? Naval leaves us with this final, beautiful paradox. You have to chase the goal with everything you have. You have to get there. Only when you get it can you realize that the goal itself wasn't the point. The real prize was the person you had to become to achieve it. But that's a lesson that can't be taught. It has to be earned. The only question left is, are you willing to start?